Kindness is often celebrated as a universally positive trait. From a young age, we're taught to be kind to others, to give generously, and to prioritize the needs of those around us. But what happens when kindness, that very virtue we hold so dear, begins to work against us? It might seem counterintuitive, but being overly kind can sometimes lead to unexpected and even harmful consequences. In this discussion, we'll explore how excessive kindness can negatively impact our lives, and more importantly, how to strike a balance that protects both our emotional well-being and our relationships. Before diving into the content, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. This way, you won't miss out on any future discussions about Stoic wisdom and personal growth. Now, let's move on to the main points of the video. 1. Disappointment from unreturned kindness. Have you ever gone out of your way to be kind to someone, only to be met with indifference or ingratitude? It's a painful experience that many of us can relate to. When we extend our kindness, we often do so with the hope that it will be reciprocated in some way. However, when that kindness is not returned, or worse, when it is ignored, it can lead to deep disappointment and resentment. This cycle of giving without receiving can be emotionally exhausting and may cause you to question the value of your efforts. Dr. Brené Brown, a renowned psychologist, emphasizes the importance of vulnerability in relationships. She argues that true connection requires both giving and receiving. And when our kindness is met with indifference, it can create a gnawing sense of resentment. This resentment over time can erode the very relationships we were trying to nurture. It's crucial to recognize that while kindness is a powerful tool for building connections, it must be balanced with an awareness of our own emotional needs. If we continuously give without receiving, we risk depleting our emotional reserves, leading to feelings of isolation and insecurity. 2. Losing yourself in altruism. Kindness is often associated with altruism, the selfless concern for the well-being of others. While altruism is a noble quality, it can also be a double-edged sword. When we focus too much on others, we risk losing sight of our own goals and desires. This can lead to a sense of stagnation and even identity loss, as we become more concerned with meeting the needs of others than pursuing our own ambitions. Philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." This statement highlights the importance of having a sense of purpose in life. If we lose ourselves in the act of helping others, we may find that our own dreams and desires fade into the background. Over time, this can lead to a profound sense of emptiness and unfulfillment. It's essential to carve out time for our own aspirations, even amidst the chaos of caring for others. By doing so, we ensure that we maintain a healthy balance between selflessness and self-care. 3. Kindness mistaken for weakness. One of the most common misconceptions about kindness is that it is synonymous with weakness. This misconception can leave us vulnerable in both personal and professional relationships. When we are overly accommodating, we might attract people who see our kindness as an opportunity to take advantage of us, rather than as a quality to be appreciated. Motivational speaker Simon Sinek argues that when we're too accommodating, we may inadvertently invite exploitation. If we allow our kindness to overshadow our assertiveness, we risk being perceived as pushovers. This perception can be particularly damaging in the workplace, where colleagues may begin to view us as individuals who can't stand up for themselves. Over time, this can lead to feelings of resentment and frustration as we realize that our generosity is being taken for granted. To avoid this, it's important to establish boundaries and assert our needs clearly. Dr. Henry Cloud, a clinical psychologist, emphasizes that boundaries are not just about saying no, they are about recognizing our own worth and understanding that it's okay to prioritize ourselves sometimes. By setting limits, we can ensure that our kindness is not mistaken for weakness and that we are respected for our generosity. 4. The need for boundaries. Boundaries are essential for protecting our emotional well-being, yet they are often overlooked in our quest to be kind. Without clear boundaries, we may find ourselves overwhelmed by the demands of others, leading to stress and burnout. Setting boundaries is not just about protecting ourselves. It's also about ensuring that our kindness does not come at the expense of our own needs. Dr. Henry Cloud, in his book Boundaries: When to Say Yes, How to Say No, emphasizes that establishing limits is crucial for maintaining healthy relationships. He suggests that boundaries allow us to give in a way that is sustainable and fulfilling, rather than draining. When we communicate our limits clearly, we create an environment where our kindness can be appreciated without leading to feelings of resentment or exhaustion. Moreover, practicing assertiveness is key to maintaining these boundaries. Saying no can be difficult, especially when we want to help others, but it is an essential skill for preserving our emotional health. By prioritizing our own needs, we ensure that we can continue to be kind without compromising our well-being. The emotional toll of excessive giving. Excessive giving can take a significant toll on our emotional well-being. When we pour all our energy into being kind and helpful, we may find ourselves feeling completely drained, both emotionally and physically. Dr. Barbara Fredrickson, a psychologist known for her work on positive emotions, emphasizes that while kindness is a wonderful quality, it's important to ensure that we are also nurturing our own needs. Have you ever found yourself in a cycle where you're always giving but rarely receiving? This imbalance can foster feelings of inadequacy and lead to emotional burnout. Dr. Brené Brown points out that this cycle can also lead to feelings of shame and guilt, especially when we think about taking time for ourselves. We may feel like we should always be available for others, which creates internal conflict and disrupts our emotional stability. Building relationships based on one-sided kindness can feel isolating and even foster resentment over time. It's crucial to remember that prioritizing our own needs isn't selfish. It's a necessary step towards achieving a happier, healthier life. By balancing our kindness with self-care, we can avoid the emotional toll that comes with excessive giving. 6. Financial strain from generosity. While kindness is often associated with emotional and psychological generosity, it can also have financial implications. Many of us have a natural inclination to be generous, especially with friends and family. However, if we're not careful, this financial generosity can start to weigh heavily on our budgets and peace of mind. Financial expert Suze Orman often emphasizes the importance of financial self-care. She reminds us that while helping others is noble, we must first ensure our own financial stability before extending a helping hand. When we regularly provide financial support to others, it can foster a sense of dependency. This dependency can increase the pressure on us to continue supporting them, potentially leading to resentment. Moreover, the stress and anxiety that come from financial strain can have detrimental effects on our mental health. Supporting others financially may create significant stress, particularly if it compromises our own financial goals. It's essential to establish clear boundaries around how much we give, ensuring that our generosity does not jeopardize our financial health. 7. Balancing kindness with self-care. Finding the right balance between kindness to others and taking care of ourselves is crucial for our overall well-being. It's easy to get swept away by the needs of those around us, neglecting our own needs in the process. However, neglecting self-care can lead to chronic stress and emotional burnout, which ultimately diminishes our capacity to be kind. Brené Brown, in her work on vulnerability and empathy, argues that setting boundaries is a form of self-love. She emphasizes that establishing clear limits allows us to engage in acts of kindness without feeling drained or taken advantage of. When we prioritize our own needs, we maintain a healthier balance between helping others and preserving our well-being. Self-care practices, such as relaxation and self-reflection, are not just luxuries, they are essential for maintaining our emotional health. When we are feeling good and recharged, our kindness radiates outward, creating a ripple effect that benefits both us and those around us. By balancing kindness with self-care, we ensure that our generosity is sustainable and fulfilling. 8. Authenticity versus superficial kindness. Authenticity and kindness is crucial for building deep, meaningful connections. When we prioritize genuine care over superficial niceties, we open the door to interactions that truly resonate with us. This authenticity not only enriches our relationships, but also fosters a sense of fulfillment and well-being. Psychologist Brené Brown often emphasizes that vulnerability is the birthplace of connection and empathy. When we embrace authenticity in our interactions, we invite others to do the same, fostering relationships that are rich and fulfilling. In contrast, superficial kindness can lead to emotional voids, leaving us feeling disconnected despite the presence of others. Being authentic also means being true to ourselves and expressing our genuine emotions and desires. Philosopher Alain de Botton speaks to the value of being our true selves in relationships. He suggests that when we choose genuine care, we express our authentic selves rather than merely conforming to what we think others want. This authenticity builds trust and creates a safe space for others to be real with us. 9. Fear of conflict and assertiveness. Avoiding conflict might seem like the considerate choice, but it often results in unresolved issues that linger beneath the surface. When we sidestep tough conversations, we're essentially pushing our own needs aside, which can lead to internalized frustration and resentment over time. Dr. Brené Brown argues that the willingness to show up changes us. It makes us a little braver each time. When we avoid conflict, we neglect to set essential boundaries, which can weaken our relationships. Healthy communication is all about tackling issues directly, and that's where assertiveness comes into play. Assertiveness is not about being aggressive. It's about expressing our thoughts and feelings clearly while maintaining compassion for others. By developing assertiveness skills, we advocate for ourselves and create an atmosphere where everyone feels valued and heard. Embracing difficult discussions fosters healthier dynamics in our relationships, ensuring that our kindness is not mistaken for weakness. 10. Attracting toxic relationships. Excessive kindness can sometimes attract toxic relationships, where our generosity is taken for granted, leaving our own emotional needs unaddressed. It's a cycle that can be exhausting, where we give and give, but it feels like we're not getting anything in return. Without limits, our kindness can signal to manipulative individuals that we're open to exploitation. Dr. John Gottman, a relationship expert, notes that consistently prioritizing others' needs can foster dependency, creating a dynamic where we are the perpetual giver. This one-sided relationship drains our emotional resources and leaves us feeling undervalued. To avoid attracting toxic relationships, it's essential to establish clear boundaries and practice self-reflection. By recognizing when a relationship is no longer serving us, we can take steps to protect our emotional health and maintain a sense of balance. Conclusion: the balance between kindness and self-care. In the intricate dance of kindness, it's essential to be mindful of our own well-being. While kindness is a beautiful gesture, it can become overwhelming if we don't take the time to care for ourselves. Philosopher Aristotle believed in the concept of the golden mean, which advocates for balance in all aspects of life. In this case, kindness should uplift both the giver and the receiver, not drain our energy. By balancing kindness with self-care, we ensure that our generosity is sustainable and fulfilling. We create a ripple effect of warmth and compassion that enhances the lives of those around us without losing our spark. As we navigate the world with kindness, let's remember to protect our well-being, establish boundaries, and embrace authenticity in our relationships. In doing so, we not only shine brighter, but also inspire others to do the same. Thank you for watching this video. If you found value in it, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment with your thoughts, and share it with your friends and family. By sharing, you're helping others gain the same insights and fostering a community of empathy and kindness. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this.